Hi, come in. How are you doing today? Good. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or are you just browsing? Okay. If you need any help, do just ask. Of course. Have you been into our store before? Okay. So we work on a goodwill basis. We do have a rather small clientele, but what we like to ask is that if you're coming in to take games away, you do bring games back. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Okay, so you're fairly new to... Okay. Well, why don't we get started by making you a profile? Alrighty. So... may I take your first and last name? Do you have a contact number? Okay. Do you have an email? And you're fairly new. Do you want to opt into any game events? Notifications of game events we have going on? Any limited edition games we have come in the store? Okay. Now, I appreciate with this being your first visit, you're not going to have any games that you can give in. So if you do choose to take any games away today, we have a 3 games per customer at any point. The next time you do, if you do choose to come back, we just ask that you bring back any that you're not using anymore that you would like to swap out. That doesn't mean you have to take 3 away today. You're welcome to just take 1 and then swap over. Now, in terms of the types of games you're wanting to play, how many people... Okay. Yes. Well, I mean, the ones that I'm going to recommend to you today, I do actually keep them up the front here because they are so popular. We have so many versions and copies of them. That's not to say they're not popular, it's just when people start out playing they typically do play these ones. Yeah. So the ones I am going to recommend to you are normally like a 2 to 8 players. And they aren't particularly long plays either. Obviously that depends on who you're with and what you're doing at the same time. It can be, you know, a couple of hours, but normally they're about 45 minutes. I'll just get started. So the first one I will show you is a game called Pandemic. Have you ever heard of it? There's different variations of Pandemic. This is just the regular one. What I'll do is read the back to you. You can then make a decision from there. Just to say, all games have all pieces. We're not going to give you a game that is missing anything, so although they are pre-loved, everything is in here. Okay, so with Pandemic it says, as skilled members of a disease-fighting team, you must keep 4 deadly diseases at bay while discovering their cures. You and your teammates will travel across the globe treating infections while finding resources for cures. You must work as a team to succeed. Pandemic is a cooperative game. All players win or lose together. The clock is ticking as outbreaks and epidemics fuel the spreading plagues. Can you find all 4 cures in time? The fate of humanity is in your hands. Yes, so this one is 2 to 4 players, and it suggests it takes about 45 minutes, but this is a great one to start out with. This is what the back of the box looks like. So it just has a picture of the map, and you also get the roll cards. So this would be a maybe. Okay, I'll pop the maybes just over here to one side, okay? Alright, then we have Obscurio. So if you're into like more magic-based games, this would be good for you. So this is also a cooperative game. So if you're looking for something more where you're playing against one another, we do have a couple of those in here as well. Okay, so Obscurio is a cooperative and asymmetrical game of images and interpretation. One player is the grimoire and must guide their team towards the exit, room by room, by giving clues about the correct door to pass through. The wizards, which is the rest of the team, cooperate to decipher the grimoire's cryptic clues and find the right image card, but there is a traitor in their ranks. They must confuse the team with image cards that will deceive the wizards whilst trying to push the discussions in the wrong direction. Communicate efficiently and avoid the illusions on the path to get your sorcerer's library. Be careful, you can trust no one. So this is what the back looks like. There is also like a little story at the top which says, "Welcome thieves. You think you can come into my library and take my magical grimoire with impunity. I paid a high price for it. Do not expect to leave the building with it unharmed. In order to leave the library, you'll need to dispel the illusions I placed in every room. Oh sure, your little band of magicians can count on the help of this ungrateful grimoire to run away, but in your impotence, you didn't watch out for the potential troubles within your ranks. One of your fellow magicians fell victim to my spells and is now scheming to destroy your little group from the inside. Soon, you'll lose confidence in each other and end up lost forever." So this one, now I will say this one is a little more confusing, so I'd probably suggest 10 and up, whereas Pandemic is, like 8 and up. This can have 2 to 8 players. The more players the better. So you're not sure on that one. Are you not particularly into like magic and... Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, so next game is Memoir 44, which is a war-based game. Is that something that interests you? Okay. This box is very heavy. Okay, so Memoir 44 is a unique historical game where players face off in over a dozen World War II battles. On an oversized hex game board, each battle scenario mimics the historical terrain, troop placements, and objectives of each army, deploying its forces through a variety of command and tactic cards. The Smart Commander uses the unique skills of his units, infantry, paratrooper, tank, artillery, and even resistance fighters to its greatest strength. So that's what the front looks like. Again, on the back there is also another little bit of text. From the opening minutes of D-Day to the liberation of Paris and beyond, Memoir 44 airdrops you into the key battles that turn the tide in Western Europe: Omaha Beach, Pegasus Bridge, Ardennes. You'll command your troops in battlefields that defined history in the 20th century. And then that's just a picture of the hex board. So this is 2 to 8 players and would be 8 plus. Okay. So, that's fine. That's fine. Obviously, we have a classic, Catan. Have you really never played Catan before? Okay. Yes, I have played Hotel. So that's more so the games you're used to playing. Nothing wrong with that at all. No. So, Catan, trade, build, settle. Your adventurous settlers seek to tame the remote but rich Isle of Catan. Start by revealing Catan's many harbours and regions: pastures, fields, mountains, hills, forests, and desert. The random mix creates a different board virtually every game. Embark on a quest to settle the Isle of Catan. Guide your settlers to victory by clever trading and gunning development. Use resource combinations: grain, wool, ore, brick, and lumber to buy handy development cards and build roads, settlements, and cities. Acquire your resources through trades, cards, or lucky dice. But beware, someone might cut off your road or buy a monopoly, and you never know when the wily robber might steal some of your precious gains. So again, this is a hex board. Now this box is a little damaged, but still does its job. So this is the board here. So with Catan, excuse me. Oh, here you go. So it's 3 to 4 players and it's 10 plus. This is a little more complicated to initially understand, but once you have the idea of the game, it's good. Yeah? Okay, so far you're interested in Catan and Pandemic. Okay, so the last one I'm going to recommend to you today is Ticket to Ride. This is a great one to play with a group of friends and it's super easy. So box looks like this, and as you can probably guess, you're going to be making railway routes. It's quite difficult to say, railway routes. Okay, so this one, Ticket to Ride, is a cross-country train adventure. Players collect cards of various types of train cars that enable them to claim railway routes connecting cities through North America. The longer the routes, the more points they earn. Additional points come to those who can fulfill their destination tickets by connecting 2 distant cities, and the player who builds the longest continuous railway. And to the player who builds the longest continuous railway. So this is the back of the box. This is what the board looks like, and then you have to connect routes like this. So location wise, we have Montreal, Toronto, Winnipeg, Calgary, Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, Salt Lake City, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. I mean, there's loads. And this part says October 2nd, 1900, 28 years to the day that noted London eccentric Phileas Fogg accepted and then won a £20,000 bet that he could travel around the world in 80 days. Now at the dawn of the century, it is time for an impossible journey. Some old friends have gathered to celebrate Fogg's impetuous and lucrative gamble, and to propose a new wager of their own. The stakes, 1 million. In a winner-takes-all competition, the objective to see which of them can travel by rail to most cities in North America in 7 days. This is 2 to 5 players and 8+. So again, like I say, this one is pretty easy to understand and get the hang of. So if you want, you could start with the Ticket to Ride and Pandemic, and then if you find that those are too easy for you, you could come back for Catan, or I could show you other games. Okay, so you'll leave Catan, but you'll take the Ticket to Ride and Pandemic. Okay? That's fine. Let me just move this all around, because I'll need to scan them out. Like I say, there's absolutely no rush for you to bring them back, but when you do decide you'd like a new game, please bring one of them back. Yes. Well, if you wanted, once you've got the hang of that Pandemic, we could give you Pandemic Legacy. Kids games. Which one are you? Battleships. We don't have battleships at the moment. But what I can do is I'll make a note on your profile, and if a battleships comes in, I'll send you a notification. Yeah. Okay, let me just scan these out. Okay. So that is all done for you. If you have any issues with the games at all, you can give us a call. But like I say, nothing should have any missing pieces. When they do come in, they are checked. Okay. Well, that's everything. That's for you to take away, and hopefully we do get to see you soon. Alrighty. Take care.